Hi, everybody. I'm Mike, and this is Mike Miller Talks Life. What would Jesus tweet? When I saw that quote, it kind of grabbed my eye. I saw it a few years back, and I thought, wow, that's kind of interesting. Interesting because everybody's tweeting, and now even our political leaders are tweeting their ideas. And so I was kind of aware of tweeting, but also it's what would Jesus tweet? And I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. I try to live out his teachings in my everyday life. And so it made me think for a while, what would he tweet? If he were to show up today and tweet something, what would he pick? And I began to think about some of his teachings, some of the more popular ones. And I think I came up with one. I think he might tweet. Treat others the way you want to be treated. I love this quote. It's one of his more popular statements. And it's just a powerful, powerful statement because it's an action that you or I can take and begin to bring about change in our relationships. It's a statement that kind of challenges us and makes us think about how we're currently treating or speaking to or feeling about people. And it makes us think about, is that how I want to be treated by people? When you think about, what am I doing? What am I saying? What are my attitudes towards others? Is this how I want to be treated by other people? We often treat people the way they have treated us or mistreated us. And that's like totally understandable. I mean, it just makes so much sense. But Jesus is sort of challenging us to turn things around. You see, if I just treat somebody the way they have treated me, I'm keeping everything at the same level, at a negative, no growth level. That kind of approach is preventing maturity. The principle from Jesus raises the standard and it elevates how we treat people. Whether they're the same religion or a different religion, whether they're the same gender or different, whether they hold the same beliefs or totally different beliefs, whether they're the same race, color, or culture as us or a different race, color, and culture. Whether they hold the same political views you hold or different views. Treat others the way you want to be treated. When we think about this, treating others the way we want to be treated, we will begin to treat people better. And treating people better involves a few things. And it begins with realizing all people have value and worth. We're not giving people value. We're recognizing it and affirming it. God has created us in his image, and that means we have value and worth. This attitude about people having value and worth is totally essential in our relationships. It makes a world of difference. And if you don't think the people around you have value, you'll never treat them properly. It involves reflecting on how you want to be treated. Sometimes it helps to think about, how do I want to be treated? And then we can get stuck because we've never really thought about that, I guess. And so it's hard to know. So sometimes it helps to go back at how you've been treated. And if you didn't like your treatment, then try to think about what you didn't like about how you were treated. Most people want to be treated in a way that lifts them up, affirms them, supports them, makes them better people. Starts with seeing that everybody has value and worth, and then it looks at how you want to be treated because that's how you're going to treat others. I want to list a few fresh new ways to treat people. I'm saying they're fresh and new, but they're not new. They're pretty old. these have been around forever. They're going to seem new and fresh because they haven't been used in a while. But man, they'll really make a difference, I think. And I just want to state these. And I think this whole treating people the way you want to be treated starts with accepting people. And this is hard for many of us. But we need to accept people for what they are rather than what you want them to be. A major need in everybody's life is acceptance. And it puts a lot of pressure on people if you're trying to whip them into shape before you will fully accept them. You have to accept them the way they are. That's really important. I think it involves respecting people. I mentioned earlier that everybody has value and is totally worthy of respect. We all have rights and privileges, and we are designed to be respected. Many people have lost sight of their value. And when we show them respect, we're reminding them of that value. And it's a good thing. I think it helps to begin to see people as your equal. And don't talk down to people. Respect them enough to be honest with them. Treating people the way you want to be treated calls us to listen and understand people. Listen to them and understand them. We all want to be heard, and we all want to be understood. If you've ever raised teenagers, you have heard, "You just don't understand me," and they're all upset. And I didn't most of the time. I thought, man, I'm not getting it here. It sometimes helps when you're trying to understand people just to realize that everybody has a story to tell. Everybody has thoughts and ideas. And everyone has something to contribute. And when we commit to listen and understand people, we're going to want to listen to their story and try to understand them. We're going to want to listen to their thoughts and ideas and give them some space to formulate those thoughts, put them together. Everybody has something to contribute, and we're going to give them an invitation to contribute to what we're trying to do. Listen and understand people. Do not judge people. No one likes to be judged or criticized or put down. I mean, that's one of my biggest problems with Facebook. There's so much criticism and judgmentalism and put downs. If you believe this, you're an idiot or something. And it's like, maybe not. No one likes to be categorized or summed up in some general statement. I always like to think I'm a little more complicated than that. So I don't want to be put in a group with all people who are that way. And when we become a judge, we are elevating ourselves and we're putting ourselves above someone else. And we have no right to be there. And it causes us to treat others poorly. I don't want to be treated that way. I'm sure you don't. I believe this involves letting people believe what they want to believe. We're not required to think the same things. We're not required to agree with everybody's opinion. But we are required to let people have their own opinion. I think that's important. So don't attack different beliefs. Don't always correct people if you think they're wrong. We have a right to be wrong if we want to be. Simply and respectfully try to open discussion about our different points of view. I have some really good friends that think very differently on some things, and the one thing I really enjoy about these friends is that we can talk about our different opinions and still love and respect each other. And it's very enjoyable. I find sometimes the discussions of different ideas to be invigorating, and it's a great place to learn. So we need to let other people have their own ideas. Treating others the way they want to be treated includes supporting people when they're trying to make a change. Whether people are trying to break free from an addiction, they're trying to lose weight, they're going back to school later in life, they're changing careers, trying to work on a new attitude, all need help and support, because those kinds of changes are very hard and very demanding. And if you can recall the last time you went through something that was really hard, you needed some help. So I think it's good when we treat people the way we want to be treated to understand that we're going to need to support people when they fall, when they make a mistake or they fail at something. They need to be helped up. And it will go a long way in winning them over and causing them to feel like you really care about them. Forgiving people. I'm not talking here about those major horrible things that people do to one another. A lot of times there are just little minor offenses where you kind of blew it and you apologize and you ask them just to forgive you. What we really need is to be forgiven, let off the hook, and have those people not bring it up again. This brings so much freedom to us. We can actually work through what we did wrong and get past it, grow past it. So forgive people and don't bring it up, their failures up. When we think about this, treating people the way we want to be treated, it's really a call to be gracious with people. Grace is just giving people what they need, not always giving them what they deserve. So when we're gracious with people, we're not harsh with them. We're giving them chances. We're giving them breaks. We're treating them the way we want to be treated. And when we take on this challenge from Jesus, you will be amazed. We all will. At what happens. It elevates people. It builds them up. It improves relationships. It is powerful and healing because it is a generous act of love. Treating others the way you want to be treated. It might be a good challenge for this week to begin trying to treat others the way you want to be treated. I think you're going to have a great week if you take on that project. Hey, thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. I say that every week, but I really do. And if you enjoyed this, I hope you'll click like, and if you go to the YouTube channel, click like there, and even subscribe if you want to do that. And until next week, treat people the way you want to be treated. Thanks.